Hi, y'all. It's me, Faye. And before anybody says anything, yes, I am dressed up because I went out to this. Y'all gonna laugh at me. I went to this after party with this. It was thing that they had for an award ceremony over at the museum, and then afterwards they had an after party with the guy's name is DC DJ GC Nice Ice or something. Don't ask because I don't remember. I'm not into all of this hip hop, but you'd be proud of me. I stayed through the whole after party, uh, and I learned one lesson. Everybody laughs, but I always learn this. Whenever I go to one of these events, I don't care if they say they're serving dinner or whatever, I eat. My mother used to be a maid when she wasn't working in factories, because factory work was the end of summer to the beginning of the next summer. So then she'd work as a maid, whatever. And I used to always ask, why do people ask you to come and cook dinner when they go into these fancy dinners? Back then, it was like a $50 dinner. And then I learned that when you go to these dinners, most of the time they don't give you enough food. But anyway, I went, and John Legend was the guest at the gala. And somehow somebody had sent me some information. And they said, oh, yeah, it's confirmed John Legend's going to be there. But the information that I connected to was for the after party. And John Legend, of course, didn't perform at the after party. But your sister got to see John Legend because, no, I didn't sneak in, anything like that. Uh, this was at one of our museums, and it was in a banquet hall where the whole back wall is glass. So I got there early, and when I got there, they said, oh, it's not running on time. It's going to be 30 minutes, whatever. So I went, like God would have it. I hobbled over to the restroom, and when I came back, I said, well, let me sit out here on the patio. And I sat on the patio, and they were still doing a little talking inside. And then all of a sudden, I heard all this clapping, and then I heard John Legend. And he was fantastic. I didn't have to pay for the dinners, but I did pay for the after party. And that was quite expensive, but it was nice, and it gave me a little view of people. And I look at, like a lot of these young girls, they like me. They don't have a problem going by themselves. They don't have a problem going to these events, getting their little girlfriends together. And they straight females. And they all show up and they just have a good time. And they dance and, they just have a good time. But, honey, I wouldn't do anything to be young again because, I'm just like, I'm into old men, I'm into, everybody say, what kind of men do you like? I like old men between 65 and this side of the dirt. I like black men with common sense, personality, uh, just, a good time. But yeah, I did have a good time. And I had a great time. And so I decided I was going to just come back home and let y'all know that I did go to one of these events. Usually I go to stuff that's jazz. It's jazz people. We sit there and we clap, and that's the end of it. But they were playing Prince, and they played Frankie. You can't have a function without playing Frankie Beverly Before I Go, and Earth, Wind, and Fire September. And they played Prince, Michael Jackson. I guess they were trying. There were a lot of old people there, a lot of people my age there, because it was kind of high end. As you can see, I did have to get dressed up to go. Um, but, I see a lot of potential in our young people. I think our young people are not as bad as they say they are. But anyway, that's enough of what I did because I'm getting ready to do another video where I'm going to talk about freedom of speech. And, that's not going to be the best of videos. Anyway, y'all have a good day. And once again, I forgot to tell you, please subscribe and like, and I'll be happy. I'm getting ready to put one of those Patreons here so that those of you who want to send me a little bit of change, you know, to do these videos or whatever you do with it, it would be greatly appreciated. So anyway, I haven't done it yet. So, you know, you can still subscribe. And I don't, you know, of course, I don't sell my subscriber list or anything like that. And, you know, it's good. Anyway, y'all have a great evening. I had a great evening. You know, you know, it's always good to get out and just, you know, just have a good time. You know, I can't do too much because my knees are still bothering me, and I'm getting ready to get those done. I think I'm gonna take the shots first, and then maybe when I come back from, I'm going back to Rwanda and Namibia, and I'll probably go through South Africa and maybe into Kenya and Botswana. But anyway, when I get back, I'll probably have my knees done, and then I know in August I have to go back to Kigali because they're having Diaspora Day, and so I'll probably go there. And I'll tell y'all all about it. So anyway, subscribe so you can find out what I'm doing. Y'all have a blessed day, and I'll see you then. Bye-bye for now. Oh, and if this comes in black and white, I don't know what's wrong with my phone, why it's running in black and white, but it might come out in color. Okay, be blessed. Bye-bye.